Hello, hello everybody. It is Big Red here. I am playing against Cyberwolf, and we are playing, this is the exciting battle report. The last 40k battle report we had was the saying goodbye to the old Chaos Codex, and this one is saying hello to the Horus Heresy book. So, we have, we're playing 1850. We are doing our mission. Cyberwolf is?
Our mission is Big Guns Never Tire, deployment, Dawn of War.
Okay, and we have Dark Angels here. They have one. They're using their normal codex, because...
we don't have a Heresy Codex yet.
They do not have a Heresy Codex yet. It's coming. And I'm using the Heresy Codex, so we'll see how this turns out. Cyberwolf has won the deployment role, so he's deployed first, and we'll see whether or not I can successfully seize on him. Let's go over his 1850-point army. What do we got?
Alright, we've got a Vindicator.
Alright.
Land Raider with Stormbolter.
Okay.
We've got the one half of a Devastator squad. No, this is the attack squad with Plasma Power Fist, Melta, Multi-Melta,
okay.
A heavy support Razorback with twin Laz.
Okay.
We've got the unit that goes with that.
Yep.
Well, half of it, and it's 2 Melta-Guns here.
Okay.
Then we've got the Rhino. Yes, it does have 2 Stormbolters and the missile.
Okay.
And extra armor, and that has extra armor. And then another attack squad with missile and Melta-Gun.
Okay.
And then its Rhino with extra armor.
Okay.
Then up here we've got a 5-man Terminator squad with heavy flamer and Stormbolters. We've got the Librarian who took the Primaris Pyro and Primaris Divination powers.
Okay.
And then we've got Belial with Master of Defense Warlord trait.
Okay.
And then tucked right back behind here is the Ravenwing Landspeeder. That's the old school metal Nike.
Alright, so there we go. Now let's walk over and take a look at the Death Guard Legion force. So what we have here is some things that are probably going to be slightly unfamiliar to you guys. We'll start off with some of the basics. First, we have a Landspeeder squadron, which in the Heresy book can be bought in unit size of up to 5. So we have one squadron of 4. They each have dual heavy bolters, so 8 heavy bolters in that squad. We have a Legion heavy support squad, so that is a squad of 7 guys with laser cannons. Then there they are. They also have a piece of war gear, their sergeant, that allows them to gain the interceptor rule if anyone deep strikes within 18 inches of them. So watch out, deep strikers. We have another unit over here just like it. We have 7 multi-meltas in a Legion support squad holding the center. We have a Predator over here. This is a Legion Predator, which means that its autocannon is heavy 4 instead of heavy 2, so it actually is a pretty good range of fire there. In the center we have a Legion Praetor, who is a Chapter Master equivalent. He's in Terminator armor. He has a Man Reaper, and he is being supported. I'm using counts as because we don't have models here. Those are 4 members of the Death Shroud who are Death Guard bodyguard. So those are Terminators who each have a power scythe, just like the Praetor does, and a hand flamer. So that squad. So there's 5 of them there, and then holding the center right here, this big huge strip you see here, we have 2 Legion tack squads. They are each 20 man strong. The one on the left over here has bolters. The one on my right. The one on the left has pistol and close combat weapons. They're all on foot, and that's what we got. The 3 objectives we're playing for. We have one objective right here, and pretty much close to the center of the table. We got another one right over there, near the just outside of the Dark Angel deployment zone, and then we have another one just outside of their deployment zone in that building. So it'll be a tough fight to get over there, but we'll see if we can do it, and we will be. Mike, let's roll and see what's up with Knight.
Yes.
6. It is Knight on turn 1, and with that being said,
see if you can seize.
I will not seize.
All right.
So we'll catch you guys at the top of 1.
You know
All right, everybody, we're at the top of 1. So the Dark Angels, you can see they've all advanced up. They're approaching midfield, and even though it is night fight, they've all been blazing away. A lot of really ineffectual shooting, however. Over there, they poured a whole lot of firepower into the laser cannon squad way over there on the end. So the group of 7 laser cannons definitely drew a lot of attention. They did 1 wound, so one Marine down over there, and then the Vindicator, however, and the Land Raider combined on the tactical squad that was over here on the left and killed 4 of them. And that is all we got. We are moving into the bottom of 1. We are back, and we're at the bottom of 1. The Death Guard have moved up towards the center line. As you can see, all the infantry moved up and ran. Over here, on the far right flank, the Predator popped out from behind the hill, took some shots at the Land Raider. No effect. Over here, the Multi-Meltas blazed away at a Rhino, which, due to night, is fine. Made it saves. We have the squad of land speeders, however, with the 8 heavy bolters amongst them, laid into the tactical squad way in the back, killing half of them. And the 6 laser cannons over here, with no better targets to shoot at, unfortunately, decided to, having to choose between a tac squad or terminators in a building, a Rhino, or the land speeder that lit them up last time, decided to make the land speeder go away. So that is where we are. We are, night is now gone, and we will talk to you guys soon. It's the top of 2, and the Dark Angels have had a fantastic turn. Over here, everything over here that fired, hit, wounded, and fails and armor saves were failed. So the huge 20-man tac squad over there, there's about 10 of them left. They lost half their number. So there's no people here. That's from combined fire from the tac squad, the Vindicator, and the Land Raider. Over here on the far flank, all the combined shooting from the Terminators and the Devastators behind them with heavy bolters, killed 4 laser cannon Marines, and the remaining 2 rolled 12 and broke. So that's them running towards the corner of the table. So that flank has not done very, very well. And the Predator that was here was struck by a single laser cannon that was split fired due to machine spirit, and hit it, penetrated it, rolled a 6, gone. So much for that. So it was the Death Guard of taking a solid punch and moving into bottom of 2. We'll see if they can come back strong. All right, bottom of 2, and the Death Guard, as you can see here, here's the board. They are right on the center line. The remaining infantry line has moved up. They're at the center line or slightly past it. Over here, the remnants of that tac squad just weren't able, with this big, huge piece of terrain here, to get around it in time to be able to use their double firing Legion rule. So they're just kind of hunkering down and waiting. The Praetor and his Death Shroud, however, have moved up, and they're in kind of a position to hit a whole bunch of targets next turn. The second Legion tac squad of 20 guys with pistols and close combat weapons, however, got up and pulled off a huge charge that finished off both of those Rhinos. And the 2 laser cannons way at the end reformed, got back up on the hill, took some snapfire shots, didn't do anything. But that squadron of 4 land speeders, again, with all of that heavy bolter fire, they laid into towards the rear of that building. There was a Devastator squad that had heavy bolters, and they killed 5 of 6 of them, and the last guy held. But they definitely pretty much knocked it 4 or 5. And then there are the Multi-Melta squad that was in the center, put a couple hull points on that Rhino, which was finished off by the tac squad with their crack grenades. And that is where we are. We're moving into 3. The Death Guard line is it's on midfield, but it is exposed, and there's still a lot of firepower left to lay into it. So we'll see what happens.
There's been a bug that
all right, we're at the top of 3. The Dark Angels, you can see they've all of the remaining tacticals on foot kind of swept around the objective here. Combined fire from all of this stuff in here managed to bring down 1 member of the Death Shroud. So they've gone from 4 to 3, a melt-a-shot to the face. The Vindicator, for the first time in the game, missed when it was trying to put a shot right into the remaining guys over there. And the previously intact tactical squad with pistols and close combat weapons took a bunch of Stormbolter fire from the Terminators in the building, which killed 4 of them, not enough to cause a leadership check. And that's where we are. So we're moving into the bottom of 3, and it looks like all kinds of crazy stuff is going to happen. So we'll see what happens. All right, we're at the bottom of 3, and the Death Guard have continued to move up and are just kind of slowly grinding out the Dark Angels. It is still totally up in the air, though. Over here, both of the tactical squads, the pistols and close combat weapons, and the bolters over here used their double fire special rule this turn. So they fired a huge amount of bolt pistol shots into the Terminators. That combined with to no effect, did a huge amount of wounds, and the Terminators made every single save. However, the squadron of land speeders with the 8 heavy bolters laid into them and killed 2 of them. Over here, the multi-melta squad moved up and snap fired, and them, along with the 2 laser cannons over there, put 2 hull points of damage on the Vindicator and blew off its gun, most importantly. And then in the center, the Death Shroud and the Praetor moved up. They moved up, flamered a tactical squad, which made 12 out of 13 armor saves. They got charged, lost 3 guys, held, they're in there. The second small combat squad that was there has been shot down to 1 guy from bolter fire from that squad double firing. And that is where we are, moving into the top of 4. All right, everybody, it's top of 4, and it's starting to get ugly. Over here, the Death Shroud and the Praetor continue to just chew through that squad of Marines. A second squad joined them. They lost, the Dark Angels lost 5 guys, killing none in return. So one of them held. That's the Power Fist guy. He's super brave. One of them broke, but he only broke off 2 inches. So he's kind of thinking of not being in the combat. Over here, the damaged Vindicator has swung over here behind the hill because it is still scoring, because we're doing big guns never tire. So it's kind of a thing. And then over there in the building, the Terminators and the laser cannons laid into both the tactical squad, killing about 3 or 4 of them, and 1 speeder. One of the 4 speeders has been shot down. So that's where we are, headed into the bottom of 4. Okay, we are at the bottom of 4, and the Death Guard had a good turn coming on strong. Over here, the multi-meltas just ran, so they are running. They are near that objective. The remaining tactical squad with bolters ran, and they're up on top of that hill. They couldn't fire this turn because of their double shooting. Over here, the last remaining sergeant was killed for no casualties against the 2 remaining members of the Death Shroud and the Praetor. There's 1 remaining guy right there. And then the big news was that the Landspeeder Squadron lit up the Terminators, killing 2 of them. So that squad is down to 2 guys and Belial.
1 guy, Belial, and the Librarian.
And then the remaining tactical squad with 13 members with pistols and close combat weapons moved up over the ruins. They couldn't shoot, but they did assault a 5-man tactical squad, overrunning them, killing all of them, and then moving up over here. So this is where we sit, moving into 5, which is going to be coming up soon. Also that Razorback was struck by laser cannon fire from those last 2 guys over there and is immobilized, so it is no longer scoring. And there we go. We'll see what the top of 5 brings. All right, it's the top of 5. The the Dark Angels, the Terminators moved down to the lower floor of that building and lit up the tactical squad that was in front of them, killing 3 of them, and more importantly, getting out of line of sight of those speeders that were just laying heavy bolter fire into them. The remaining Marine who was here by himself charged the unit for no effect and was killed by the Praetor, and the Land Speeder fired, the Land Raider fired at the Death Shroud as well, killing 1 of them with a laser cannon, and that is all that there is to show for it. So we are moving towards the bottom of 5. All right, guys, it is the bottom of 5, and it is over. Over here there is the 2. So all that basically happened was a little bit of mop up over there on the far left flank. The last Heavy Bolter, Dark Angel, was lit up by the Land Speeder Squadron. They killed him. And over here, the Vindicator, which was already on death's door, was finished off by an assault from Marines with crack grenades. And so that puts, objective-wise, we have that one, and they have that one, so it's 2-to-1. And
you also have First Blood and Line Breaker.
Yes, I do have Line Breaker with that squad right there, and I do have First Blood.
Yep.
So there we go, Mike. So what did you think?
Well, what works really well, Vindicators are the boss in this edition. I love Vindicators. I think Vindicators are where it's at in this edition. Land Raiders, as always, work really well. And, of course, Terminators. If you're going to go with Terminators, I'm really starting to heavily favor the shooty Terminators. Those are really good. I think what I need to improve on, ditching most of these vehicles, they're a waste. Rhinos are a waste in this edition, and Land Raiders are great. Like, there's no reason not to take a Land Raider. So I would take a Land Raider and the Vindicator and drop the Rhinos. Do some other things, maybe get rid of the Heavy Flamer in the Terminator unit, and possibly look at some other, maybe a Chaplain instead of a Librarian. So I'm really looking forward to what the rumors for the Dark Angels have in store. So I'm thinking it's going to be a real game changer, especially with Chaos coming now, and then Dark Angels here in the future.
All right. For me, on the Horus Heresy side of things, it's an interesting list. The heavy weapon squads that all have the same heavy weapon. It kind of feels like playing a powered armor version of Aspect Warriors. You're going to choose the one weapon, and that's all that squad is going to be able to do, and they're really, really good at it. And they draw a huge amount of fire, and they're also kind of really fragile too. Once Cyberwolf decided to actually go after that squad of laser cannons, they went from 7 to 2 really, really fast. The multi-melt is kind of slipped under the radar and got to live the entire game because of their short range. They were a little lower on the target priority point of view. I think the strength of the list, strangely enough, is the tactical Marines. Big squads of boots on the ground with the ability to plant their feet and double fire. That's the potential for 80 bolter shots, which will kill a lot of stuff. And it's a really interesting list. The Praetor and the Death Shroud, they're expensive. They weren't, they didn't do a huge crazy amount. They were tar pits, and they kind of chewed their way through stuff. But it took them a long time to do it. But overall, most of what really carried the army through was those 40 tactical Marines just taking the licks and just running and firing.
And one last thing, Chandler, I hate your Feast of Blades dice. They roll super awesome for Big Red. I hate your dice.
So there you go. All right. Talk to you guys later.